Hello everyone. This video is in continuation to our videos on animal kingdom. In our last video we have discussed about the subphyla Urochordates. In this we are going to talk about the next, that is Cephalochordates. So watch the video till the end, because in the end you will get the diagram of the example with the proper labelings and the most significant important features of Cephalochordates on the board, which are important as per your syllabus. So we'll talk about the Cephalochordates, starting up with, they are also known as Protochordates and Acraniata or craniates. Protochordates because they have features of chordates but yet specific features some are absent. Acraniata because they don't have a cranium or the brain box present in them. After that, the next feature in Urochordates, the tail was the notochord was only in the tail region present, but in Cephalochordates, notochord present from anterior to posterior part. That means the whole body. When we'll draw the diagram, it will be clearly understood that the notochord is present throughout the body. So, is present throughout life. That means for the whole life. Urochordates it was only in the larval stage, but herein it remains throughout the life in an individual. Then they have central nervous system but is not properly divided into brain and spinal cord. Fine. So they have a central nervous system, a poorly developed central nerve, but it is there, which is not differentiated into brain and spinal cord. They are known as blueprints or copy of chordates because they have almost exactly same features as that of chordates. So they are the first ones jiske baad exactly the vertebrates or the vertebral columns will be formed. So they possess almost all the specific features of the chordates. Then the example is Amphioxus. Now, if we see the diagram or structure of Amphioxus, first of all, it has a streamlined body, a fish-like body. So if you see the structure, I'll be needing some space. Brain and spinal cord. I'll write it here. Blueprint of chordates. Fine. So we'll make some space here. Okay. So if you see the structure, it has this fish-like body, but herein this part is protruding like this, and it has this flap-like structure, and then the body. Fine. So this protruding part is known as a rostrum. This is the flap-like structure over the mouth region. So this is known as oral hood. And on this oral hood, there are these sensory cirri present, sensory structure, hair-like structure present, known as oral cirri. Herein, inside the structure, you will see that it has a notochord starting from the posterior rostrum part to the tail. So this part, this is the notochord. So they have a notochord from the anterior to posterior end. Now they possess all the three types of fins. the dorsal fin, the ventral fin, and they have this caudal fin as well. So this is dorsal fin, this one is the ventral fin, and this one on the tail part is the caudal fin. So this has the caudal part, so this region, this part is called the tail. Fine. So these are the parts which are present, and then you will observe that there are these structures present known as myotomes. Fine. These are striated muscle fibers known as myotomes. Myo word comes from muscle, so they are myotomes. And what are they? They are striated muscle fibers. Fine. So they provide them kind of an endoskeleton, and plus they have 26 pair of gonads present here. So these are the gonads. They are present, they are in pairs, they are present. So they are gonads. So these are the, this is amphioxus. If we say this is the structure of an amphioxus, and these are the features. We'll write the characteristic features one by one. So what do they have? They have dorsal, ventral and caudal fin present. Then they have 26 pairs of gonads present in them, plus they have myotomes present. They have a tail present in them. They have a tail region present in them, plus they have this rostrum. They have a notochord. Yes, they have a notochord from anterior to posterior end. That means which persists throughout the life, and they have a CNS wherein brain and spinal cord are poorly, or you can say are not differentiated or divided. Fine. So these are the characteristic features of amphioxus. So we have discussed the characteristic feature of cephalochordates and the diagram and structure of amphioxus and its important characters. In our next video, we'll talk about the vertebrates. We'll talk about vertebrata, and we'll talk about agnathostomata, its example and their characteristics. So keep watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you.